Hey everybody, I'm Kristen. Today we're talking about how Camp NaNoWriMo is going for April. I have a lot of thoughts, but let's dive right in. This is my Authortube and YouTube channel, and I'm really excited to talk about writing and the process that's happening for my own writing in the Camp NaNoWriMo April series. So let's do this. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is how much I've learned about myself as an author in this session of Camp NaNoWriMo. I am not a pantser at all, and I thought that maybe I would try to be one. I would try. It's an easy enough plot line. I'm like, maybe I can do this, maybe I can't. Like, let's just see what happens. And I can tell you definitively, I am not a pantser at all. I wish that I was. I wish that that I could just kind of go with the flow and roll with it. But I can't do it. I have a personality that needs to plan. I have a personality that really needs to kind of know what's coming next. And so pantsing is really, really hard for me. I have written short stories and novels that haven't seen the light of day, but there's always been some element of planning to those, and so this is the very first time that I have completely pantsed a piece of work, and I hate it. So a combination of pantsing and planning, so plantsing is something that I can do, and planning is something that I am very good at doing, but pantsing is just not working for me. So that's something that I have learned in Camp NaNoWriMo Spring 2021. Let it be known that Kristen Kennedy is not a pantser. I wish I was. I really, really admire the people that can just sit down and write and let the story tell itself. I wish I was one of those people. I just am not. So I've learned that about myself, and that's kind of how Camp NaNoWriMo is going for me this time around. The second thing that I wanted to touch on is word count. I think a lot of times we kind of determine whether or not our writing is successful by how many words we write. I originally set a goal of 20,000 words, which is a little on the low side for me. I just moved. This is the first Camp NaNoWriMo that I've done in quite some time, so I thought I'd give myself a little bit of leniency. And right now I'm at about 12,080 words, I think was the last time I checked, so I'm on target. It's only, I think when this publishes, it'll be the 18th of April, maybe the 19th. And so it's about halfway through. I'm about halfway there, and so I feel good about where I am at word count. But that's not the only thing that makes a successful writing experience in my mind. So I also want to talk about the direction that my writing is taking. As I mentioned before, I'm not a very good pantser. I need to have an element of planning, and it's just not there when I'm trying to fly by the seat of my pants. And so I feel like my writing is very directionless. There's some things that are working, and there's other things that really are not. And I just really wish that things were more concise, that I had more plots coming to me, that I had more character development. I feel like I don't know my characters very well, which is a really big struggle for me. I love character-based writing. It's my favorite kind to do. And so without the character details that I'm used to having in my planning sessions, it's been a really difficult thing for me. I don't know what's coming. I can't plan out the conflict. I can't plan out the good stuff, the romance, the trials, like any of that. A lot of it comes naturally, but does it always make sense? Not so much. And so that's something that I've just been really struggling with this pantsing. and I just feel like my writing has been a little directionless because of it. So that's kind of a bummer. But I'm learning a lot about myself as a writer, so I don't necessarily chalk it up as a failure. I'm just chalking it up as what I need to do going forward to write to the maximum capabilities that I have. So, yeah. Another thing that I've really tried in this particular piece is to add pieces of my life, and not my life like my active life, but maybe things that I've been dreaming about into the story, because I haven't planned. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'll just add interesting information about like things that I've thought about my whole life. This cozy mystery is set in Huntington Beach, California. I used to live there. I loved it there. It's a surf town. It's so charming. People are so nice. There's nothing like the ocean air. There's nothing like the waves kind of crashing and helping you fall asleep at night. It's just the most charming city ever, little town ever. And so I have it set there just because I know the setting really well. I lived there for about 3 or 4 years. I also added in a little thing. I don't know if I've shared this on this channel before, but my sister and I always wanted to sell baked goods. Like, we wanted to open our own bakery. We wanted to have cinnamon rolls and brownies and bread and cookies and just like all sorts of delicious things. And so my main character inherited this bakery from her deceased aunt or deceased grandma. I don't remember, nor do I think it's really important. I'll probably go back to that. And I am finding myself having a hard time with that because it's something that was always a dream of mine. It's really hard for me to use that and make that like a trial for my main character. Like, I want to preserve the bakery, preserve all the memories there. But as we know, when we're dealing with a protagonist, we need to throw all sorts of stuff at them and then show how they relate to what happens to them. It's a huge part of writing. It's a huge part of conflict. It's a huge part of character growth. And I'm having a hard time doing that because I've given my main character some of the really important things in my life. And so I need to back that up a little bit because it's becoming difficult for me as an author to separate what I want for my future someday, maybe, and what my character has as well. So that's another thing that I've learned, is there needs to be some separation between real life and fiction life. I have also learned that I am giving I've also learned that I'm giving NaNoWriMo another chance in July. Like, another full-blown chance. I'm not going to pants it. I'm not going to plant it. I'm going to plan out this novel. I'm really excited about this cozy that I'm writing. It's definitely a different genre that I'm used to writing. I love writing urban fantasy where you add a little bit of magic, but it's still in the realm that everybody expects. There's still rules of the world because it's our world. And it's just enough magic and just enough like science fiction that it's in the realm of possibility that it could happen. So I like doing that. I like playing with that. But these cozies are just so fun. Like, the baker who listens to all the town gossip because people come in to get a cinnamon roll and a coffee for breakfast every morning. So it's really fun for me, but the thing that I've taken away most out of NaNoWriMo Camp Spring 2021 is that I really need to spend time planning. And there's going to be some amazing things. This is going to be such a fun cozy to write. I am so excited. But I definitely need to not be a pantser and to be a planter. And so those are my main takeaways. I had a little bit of a frustration this time. I moved from California up to Utah, which has been such an amazing move. I've loved every minute of it. even through the cold, the snow, the hot. Like, I am really enjoying the mountains, and I love it here. But I had a really hard time, and I don't know if it was a glitch on the website, but switching my region so that I could then connect with people in the Salt Lake area as writers. And so that was a little bit of a challenge. I've worked it out now, but I think I guess word of advice is take some time and get to know the site. They've made a lot of amazing upgrades. So just take the time and know what those are so that you can really take advantage of the programs that they have. So I'm really excited for July's Camp NaNoWriMo. Spring, I learned a lot about myself, but it is not going so well at all. But you live and you learn. July is going to be awesome. And if you guys are looking for any writing buddies, let me know in the comments below. I will sync up with you, and then we can either talk or chat. There's so many different platforms available online for us to connect, so I would love it. Yeah, so hopefully I will see you around the NaNoWriMo community, and I will see you in one of my next videos. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.